Welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. It's Monday morning, out and about, sunny. Yeah, it's not bad actually here this morning. Thought about the only decent thing about this morning after a pretty dreadful weekend for the club, wasn't it? Not good at all, not good at all. I mean, I suppose especially bad because we were at home, should have won the game. They then go and lose to the bottom of the league team on the Sunday. And we can't obviously capitalise on it again, which is just Rangers through and through, isn't it? It's been the story of, hey, the last, God knows how long, isn't it? You know, the last 3, 4, 5 seasons we've done that. Either we've lost and then they've lost, or they've lost and then we've lost. It's just standard, isn't it? I think, you know, as I said on the video this morning, they've dropped 14 points this season, well, this year, in 2025. We've obviously not been able to capitalise on that, despite the fact we've beaten them in 2 old firms. Still can't capitalise on it. It's just genuinely not good enough. I mean, look, I just wanted to make this video. I wanted to sort of kind of reflect on where we're at. I mean, I think, you know, we kind of sat, I think, back when Barry Ferguson initially came in and looked at it and saw the uplift in form, as I suppose you always get with a new manager. You know, it's new manager bounce, isn't it? That's the thing. There's always a new manager bounce. There was a new manager bounce when Clement came in, when Beale came in. There always is that new manager bounce. I think some of us, including myself, sat there and we thought, you know what, the team's not bad. 3 or 4 players in the summer. And, you know, I think we're pretty much sorted. We'll be all right. But, you know, you look at that on Saturday and I'll be honest with you, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than 3 or 4 players to sort that mess out. It really is. And it's going to take more than one window. I mean, I realistically don't think that in one summer window you can bring in enough players or have enough money to spend to be able to bring in the amount of players that are needed to improve that starting 11. When you look at it, goalkeeper needs replacing. We need a new right back. Although the Tav fanboys will continue to tell you that he's still good enough and he should still play. You know, I had to put a post out this morning on X about Tav, and I've been told apparently I know nothing about football because I criticise Tav. I mean, honestly, these Tav fanboys are just absolute fannies. They're absolute fannies. I mean, you know what, if you're a Tav fanboy, go support Celtic. You might as well, because he pretty much helps hand them the title most seasons. Suter, yeah, Suter's decent. I mean, I like Suter. I think he's a decent player. You know, I think alongside a good central defender, he's okay. So I think, you know, we need a new centre-back. I think left back, we need a new left back. I mean, both the left backs are shocking at the moment. I think Ridvan wants off. I think he wants back to Turkey. Yefte has got to be one of the worst Brazilians I have ever seen in my entire life. He genuinely, I mean, his defensive skills are just non-existent. They're poor, aren't they? Really bad. Really, really bad. Look at the midfield. Raskin, yeah, Raskin's a class act. Quality player, top player. You know, I think he's good. You know, I think he should be the captain. I think Tav should be stripped of the captaincy for the rest of the season. I think we should be putting Raskin in there as captain. I really genuinely do. But, you know, that's down for the manager. And I don't think Barry Ferguson has the balls or the ability to do that. I think Ferguson favours Tav too much. I mean, look, I love Barry to bits, but no way should he be the new manager on a permanent basis. It will be a disaster if he is. You know, I genuinely think that he has not got the ability, the talent, or the coaching skills to get the best out of this squad, or any squad. Barron's a squad player. I think that's pretty much it. Dio, I don't know. Dio's just one of those players. He looks good at times, but other times the game just passes him by. I don't know whether it's because he can't handle the physicality or what it is, but you know, he does struggle. Václav Černý is a good player. I mean, quality player. Unfortunately, not our player. Unfortunately, unlikely to be here next season. I think, you know, looking at probably 8-9 million for him, I think that he will be priced out of for us. Cyril Dessers is one of the worst strikers I've seen. Don't come at me with his bollocks of he scores goals. Yeah, it's Scotland. Of course he's going to score goals. But when you have to have, you know, 19 chances to score 1 goal, that's just not acceptable. And if you think that Dessers is good enough to play, I'm sorry, you need to give your head a serious wobble, guys. If you're having to have 18, 19 chances to score 1 goal, that's appalling. That's absolutely appalling. Hamza's good. I like Hamza, good player. Looked lost on Saturday because he's not a winger. I mean, stick a centre forward out on the wing. What the hell do you expect? Tactically naive, wrong decision, wrong formation. Barry got it spectacularly wrong with that one. Also, I think something else that Barry's got wrong that Clement did actually get right. And look, I didn't want. I wanted Clement out, so I'm not defending Clement. But Danilo and Hamza work together. They work. Dessers and Hamza don't work together. Why? Because Dessers won't move from the centre. He's a one-dimensional player, a shit one. And then you've got Danilo and Hamza who can play together. Now, I know Danilo's got his critics. I know he's missed a lot of games through injury, and that's not ideal. But Hamza and Danilo have a fluidity to their play. They move around. They interchange positions. They can do that, and it works. It works with those two. It doesn't work with Dessers and now Hamza hasn't. I mean, I saw a stat the other day. 14 games prior to Dessers playing up front with Hamza, Hamza scores 12 goals, 2 assists. The 14 games since Dessers has come in, Hamza scored 1 goal, no assists. I mean, Hamza with Danilo scores goals, makes goals. Hamza with Dessers doesn't work. The statistics prove it. That's a fact. And Silvio Dessers is just, I mean, I'm sorry, he is one of the worst strikers I have seen in a Rangers shirt in a long time. And I'm sorry, I've been a Rangers fan since, 86, 87. Never ever hated a player in my life, but I hate Silvio Dessers with a passion. I can't stand the guy. Genuinely can't stand him. He's such a loser. But look, I mean, on the bench, Bayrami, poor passenger. I mean, the kids, I'd like to see Curtis get more game time. I'd like to see Bailey Rice get more game time. Both top players, I think, could make a difference for this team. Danilo is a good striker. Yes, his has injury issues. Of course he does. But, you know, he's still a good player. He's better than Dessers. Look at his goals per minutes. Look at his goals per games. All better than Dessers in his career, across his career. So they're statistical facts. You know, they're not opinions. You look at Hamza as well. Like I said, he's been stranded out on the wing. Probably our most skillful player. Pushed out there. What's going on with Oscar Cortez? I know he's been out injured. But why is he... I mean, that game was crying out for width on Saturday. But Barry doesn't put Oscar Cortez on. Why? I don't get it. Is it because he isn't fit? Well, if he's not fit, why is he on the bench? You know, you don't put a player who isn't fit to play on the bench. That just makes no sense whatsoever. So I don't get that one at all. There's a nail in Barry's coffin, possibly. But look, and I know I'm going to get slaughtered for this. Absolutely slaughtered for this. But if Ferguson becomes the permanent manager of this club next season, I'll tell you this, 12 months' time, we'll be talking about needing a new manager. I genuinely don't think he's the answer. I love him to bits. I think his passion's great. I think he's a great cheerleader, but he's not a great coach. And that's what this club needs at the end of the day, a good coach. Someone who can come in and make a difference. And I had people this morning saying, well, that's what Clement was. Clement was never a great coach. Never a great coach. Look at what people who've worked with him in the past have said. You look at why he had success at Genk and Bruges, it was very much down to his backroom staff. None of which were with him at Rangers. Van der Heyden was the only one, but he was not one of the leading coaches at Genk or Bruges. I can't remember the guy's name who was, but he wasn't with him at Rangers. Maybe it's a Peter Taylor, Brian Clough situation. You know, Brian Clough went to Leeds, failed abysmally there, didn't have Peter Taylor, got Peter Taylor back, went to Forest, won 2 European Cups. You know, so I don't know. I'm saying that Philippe Clement's going to win a European Cup anywhere soon. That ain't going to happen, is it? But look, I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. The club's not in a great place at the moment. You know, after how it seemed to be heading in the right direction and turning a little bit, it seems to have gone backwards. And look, it's not all the manager. Of course it's not all the manager. It's the players. The players have let the manager down. The players seem to think they can turn up when they fancy. They seem to think they can play when they fancy. And that's just wrong. Of course it is. It's a concern. It's a real concern. And I think, like I said, this is a massive clear out is needed in the summer. Not just, 4 or 5 players. It looks like 8, 9 players. And I think, in terms of players going out, obviously the out of contract players will go, the likes of Lawrence and Hadji, etc. But we also need to be looking to try and move on Bayrami, move on Proper, move on. I mean, James Tavernier's got to go. If Tavernier's still here next season, it's a disaster. Dessers got to go. Got to be sold for me. Look, Big Leon. Love Big Leon to bits, but look, he's getting injured too much now. Hefte, Ridvan, both got to go. It's not great. I mean, in terms of players that I'd keep, and Butland's got to go. Players that I'd keep, for definite. Raskin, quality. Dio, I think, can get better. Barron, squad player. Danilo, Hamza, Tierney, hopefully we can sign him. Raskan, I think I've said Raskan, Suter and Ciala, Sterling. You know, those sorts of players are the sorts of players we've got to kind of, you know, use next season to help bed in the new players. But there's a hell of a lot needs doing over the summer. And when the 49ers and Andrew Kavanagh finally take over, whoever is the new sporting director, whoever's the new technical director, and I think Niels Coppen needs to go as well. You know, I don't think his buys have exactly come good, to be honest with you now, reflecting on them. You know, there's a lot of work to do, an awful lot of work to do. And can that all happen in one summer? I don't know, probably not. But look, this is, I mean, obviously now all minds turn towards Thursday, towards the Europa League tie. Can we win that? I don't know. Probably will win that, because they'll turn up for that, because they'll get up for that, they'll want to play in that, because that's the sort of frauds and cowards they are. Absolute, you know, charlatans, the lot of them. But, you know, hey guys, I don't know. We'll wait and see. We'll build up to the game on the channel, obviously. Guys, give me your thoughts in the comments. Keep them nice. Thanks for watching, guys. Speak to you soon.